Welcome back to the Who's Yanks. We have another Who's Yanks. We're talking Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Today, on this Victoria Day here in Canada, it's a federal holiday up here, which means that we get the day off from school and all that. And so, therefore, I am going to be making a video for sure right here, as well as maybe even another one later on, depending on how I feel. I'm going to try and get more out because I have a lot more to cover in the coming days, both Canada and U.S. soccer related. So, got a little timeline here to try and get as many videos as out as well as scheduling on time as possible. And right here on this Victoria Day, I'm probably going to do, this is going to be the one of maybe two videos. So right here, I'm going to be doing about this video about the TV deal, which it's been out for some time now. So you guys probably already know about this. Everybody already knows, but I just want to talk about it. I did say in a prior video I was going to go back and talk about this as it is U.S. soccer related, and nonetheless, it's important to U.S. soccer and the growth of the sport in the country. So I mean, in this channel, I love talking about, as I said, watching sport grow in the U.S. and Canada. It's up my alley, and I just love to see the sport grow in North America. So, yeah, I mean, this has completely everything to do with that. New TV network deals. We got new channels that's going to be broadcasting big games, as well as more media that's going to be trying to spread and keep growing the sport in the country, which is what everybody, all U.S. soccer fans want, is the growth and recognition of this national team. It is on the rise, by the way. As we're seeing a lot of this young talent come through this player pipeline system. A lot of money is being invested into these young players and youth academies, MLS, even below MLS, like the sub MLS, lower league, lower levels in the MLS and US and Canada too. But I mean, we're seeing an explosion of talent, an explosion of the sport just growing in the country, and this is what I love to see. We want the U.S. to become more of a soccer country or a footballing nation, as well as Canada too. But nonetheless, this TV deal, I mean, it looks like they teamed up with 9 TV network partners, which we're going to be talking about more in depth, as well as we're going to be reading an article, which I'm going to be learning as we read. So I was like, I'll give my own opinion on it, but in terms of what it means, I'll be definitely learning as I read on with you guys. So, as I said, you guys already probably watching this, already probably know about it. If not, then we're going to learn together. But from what I can guess, as I said, my overall take on it, which I'm going to be talking about at the end of the article too probably, is the whole intention is to just grow the sport in the country, and this is what you want to see. We want the U.S. to grow. We want the U.S. to have a more soccer audience, a bigger soccer audience, as well as a following nation, which a lot of them already follow the Premier League and big-time European League football matches. So that's a start, and that's because another TV networking deal was made not too long ago. So that prior networking deal set up this big future networking deal, which is set to begin, I believe, in 2023. So next year, is going to be a big deal, which is also big for the 2026 World Cup. So once again, this is another key material, key part that'll set up the 2026 World Cup and the whole what it's trying to be a slam dunk for U.S. soccer and just a statement. So yeah, this TV deal, and then I'm gonna go ahead and read a quick breakdown of what we have here before I read the article. So I'm gonna start with CNN. So we've got CNN. B&R Bleacher Report, which I've seen them on Instagram and social media. They post clips in soccer and all the other sports. TBS, which I believe sometimes they broadcast, I think, NCAA tournament. I'm not sure. I might be wrong on that. TNT for sure does, as well as NBA Finals, which is another key network thing that you can get audience on. H, I don't know what H is, so if someone can help me out there, that logo H there right between TNT and B&R, that would be helpful. B&R again looks like Bleacher Report, so they've got 2 Bleacher Report channels there. Turner Sports, TNS, which is, I believe, the name of this whole deal. That's another one for me. HBO Max, which is a popular movie network I know down in the U.S. Cartoon Network, if I can say that right. Popular Cartoon Network channel down there. And they're also going to be talking about probably some U.S. content on there as well, some U.S. soccer content. And that's all your channels right there. And, yeah, some interesting channels here. A chance to really grow the sport, especially through the likes of CNN, TNT, HBO Max channels as well. B&R, of course. and Cartoon Network for the kids. So getting more kids involved in the following of sports, as well as everybody. Trying to get as much of the population on board with the national team as possible, which is a plus. I mean, you want to see that, as I said many times. You want to see the sport grow in the country. And now I want to just go ahead and just get to the article that way, because the article is it's quite long. And I do want to read it, and I don't want this to be too long. So this is a Sports Illustrated article. It was published on March 1st, so I told you guys this has happened a long time ago, relatively. And U.S. Soccer agrees to an 8-year rights deal with Turner Sports, HBO starting in 2023. And we continue reading. U.S. Soccer has agreed to a new 8-year multimedia rights deal with Turner Sports that will make TNT, TBS, and HBO Max the exclusive English language home to more than 20 U.S. women's and men's national team matches each year, according to the official release on Tuesday. So right away, we get the number that will be broadcasting 20 U.S. soccer matches, which is it's going to be another key part I'll talk about at the end too. But there's been a lot of calls to just get the USA like a dedicated channel, rather than, I know many of the games like we saw with Paramount Plus during the World Cup qualifying, where many people who couldn't afford to get a subscription couldn't watch the team, unfortunately, for their away matches. Rather, Fox Sports and ESPN covered the home matches. So it was a pain in the rear for a lot of the U.S. fans that wanted to watch the team on the road too, but they have to pay a subscription to Paramount Plus, and it sucks because games like that, major games like that, especially qualifying games, should be available to the whole country. The whole audience should be able to tune in, just turn on their TV, and just watch the U.S. play, rather than having to pay a subscription or a plus subscription, rather than already having that including your cable channel networks. But that was a big red flag, and I agree with a lot of the calls there too. I mean, Canada Soccer, just take a page out of Canada Soccer real quick. Canada Soccer did a really good job with their qualifying, as I was able to tune into every game via OneSoccer.net and Sportsnet. Both of them teamed up together to broadcast basically every match. And even if you couldn't watch it on TV, they had it on free streams on YouTube here, long if you were in the country. So if you were in Canada at the time, you could tune in to YouTube games if they're not on TV. So either way, the point is, Canada made a good job. Canada Soccer as a whole made a great job broadcasting their federal team through any kind of a media available network if possible. And I mean, look how it turned out. The team gained a massive following, especially the road to the World Cup since 36 years. So, I mean, it's gotten them on board, back on the map. It's gotten them back within the national recognition of the country. And, yeah, I mean, it's also raised awareness for the sport, the growth of the sport in this country as well. So, just taking a page out of Canada Soccer's book, I mean, they did a good job overall, I would have to say, given how I was able to watch every Canada game. They did a great job. I mean, there's not a game that I can remember that I had to miss, that I could not stream or watch. So credit to Canada Soccer there, and I really hope the USA this TV deal could actually advertise and show more games without having to pay excess subscriptions for, as well as to just allow for the general public, anyone who wants to watch the US play should be able to watch them play in the USA. So I hope this Turner deal will come through. I'm going to keep reading. Turner will reportedly pay an average of around $25 to $27 million per year for the rights for Sports Business Journal. It looks like there's a link there. Under the terms of the new agreement, TNT and TBS will feature. Okay, I'm good. I'm not repeating myself. That was earlier. But TNT and TBS will feature high-profile matches, while the full slate of more than 20 games will be available through the HBO Max streaming platform annually. So we got another platform available, and I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if you have to pay another subscription for, like Paramount Plus, but it looks like it is another channel that's available for anyone who wants to watch the games that can do so, and hopefully that should also provide some more options to going forward for any fans out there in the U.S. that want to watch the team play. And I'm going to keep reading. We are thrilled to be partnering with Turner Sports at this amazing time for U.S. soccer in the United States, U.S. Soccer President Cindy Parlow-Cohen said in a statement. During our discussions, it was clear how dedicated they are to growing soccer in the United States, especially their commitment to expand the women's game, which is important. As we begin building towards 2026, as I mentioned earlier, which is an important year for the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and beyond, we have found a fantastic partner to spotlight the stories of our women's and men's national teams. And that's why I said this is all being built up, and it's part of the whole build up towards, the big year, 2026, the year that Canada, Mexico, and U.S. all host the World Cup. Most of the games, as I said, will be in the USA because of stadium availabilities, a lot of stadiums down there. But nonetheless, it's a big time to showcase, in preparation for that, how much progress the team has made and how long a way that both men's and women's have came. Of course, the women have always been known as dominating the world, but the men have been, showing a lot of progress lately, and this is a chance for hopefully these new media networks to really sell that to the general U.S. American public. Sell them and say, hey, the team that you guys said was once not good, the team that everybody did not want to watch on TV, look where they are now. And now, we want you to watch them, and trust me, you'll be amazed by them and how much progress they made over the couple years, as well as they keep making too. So hopefully this TV deal will do that. And I'm going to keep reading as well. Turner Sports to be the exclusive rights holder of the U.S. World Cup qualifiers, national team friendlies, send-off matches, and special events leading up and to the following the World Cup and Olympics and She Believes Cup, among additional events including national teams going through. So good. Sounds like they're going to be major tournaments broadcasting here. I'm guessing Nations Leagues will probably be broadcasted in the two should the U.S. advance to the semifinals. They might play Canada if Canada does so too. Next year in 2023, that game will probably be on Turner Sports. What a game to broadcast if that's possible and if that does happen. But nonetheless, we should see that happen, and it's going to be really great. Big tournaments. You got the Gold Cup that's going to probably be broadcasted as well. And, it should be an all-important, fun year. But Turner will also not be acquiring the media rights to the men's or women's World Cup, as those rights will still be held by Fox Soccer or Fox Sports for the 2022 and 2026 men's World Cup, as well as the 2023 women's tournaments. So, as I said, Fox Sports definitely is going to have that. But the games that everybody wants to see, World Cup qualifiers, tournaments, CONCACAF Nations League, all CONCACAF domestic tournaments. Those games should be and available without any conflict to the public, any American who wants to watch it. So I do like how Turner Sports is supposedly going to do that, as well as hopefully, Paramount Plus. Don't get me wrong. They were good, but a lot of people just couldn't afford to pay us let's say a $75. I'm not sure how much the subscription was exactly. I'm just coming up with something, but let's say $70. I'm guessing it's probably $50, but $70. I'm guessing. Let's say just to watch 7 away games. 70. So basically $10 and $10 a game basically for an away game. I don't even know if that's how they did it, but if it was if you're supposed to pay an annual subscription just to watch 7 games, and you're not, and that's the only time you use Paramount Plus for, it's kind of a pain because you're paying $10 a game just to see away matches, and rather than missing out on the opportunity on any other domestic news network or media that can just broadcast, and they should be broadcasting any of those kind of games just for free on the general, or not free, but through the existing subscriptions already on your table. So, that's how I think it should be. But the article goes on by talking about how Grant Wall first broke the news on Monday that Turner Sports would receive the exclusive media rights for the U.S. M&T and U.S. Women's National Team matches beginning in 2023. The deal will last through 2030 per the release, and you can see his tweet right there. And then it goes on by saying U.S. Soccer is currently in the final year of its deal with ESPN and Fox Sports, which of course are the two main broadcasting channels that have been broadcasting major games, which is set to expire at the end of this year, 2022. The deal is part of a package, or was part of a package, negotiated by Soccer United, marketing in conjunction with media rights for Major League Soccer. However, U.S. Soccer announced last May that it was bringing its media and marketing rights in-house and ending its partnership with SUM, MLS's forthcoming new rights deal is independent of this and is expected to be closed in the coming months, according to Don Garber. So looks like something's also going on with the domestic league, MLS, over there as well. But this won't be Turner's first step into the U.S. soccer space in recent years, after previously having held the broadcasting rights to, as I said previously, UEFA Champions League matches and Europa League games from 2018 to 2020. So as I said, that's pretty much the article. But as I said, previous deals were already made where the sport was already trying to grow in their country, trying to watch European League games, big games over in Europe, including Premier League deals that were made too. As most Americans over in the U.S. watch, the big time European leagues like the Bundesliga, the Premier League, of course. Of course, we can't forget about Liga Santander in Spain, Barcelona, the Serie A, maybe even Ligue 1 over in France, as well as even other leagues. So, got a lot of leagues over there that that matters to Americans more than the MLS. Which the MLS is growing too. But as I said, more Americans watch European League soccer, as that's more quality soccer at the moment than MLS. MLS maybe will get there one day, but we'll have to see how their TV rights deal and everything goes with MLS as well. It sounds like they're trying to make something happen over there too. But overall, summing it up, yeah, the USA, this deal, it's really good, and I really like it because, as I said, you want these deals to have more options for Americans to be able to watch their team and to watch the national team, should they, at their will, rather than have to pay a wonky subscription for this costs a lot of money that you're only going to use a couple games for the year. So that's what I say. It should be just cable subscription. You should be able to watch it. Anybody should be able to watch it. And there also should get viewership numbers up too, which also matters a lot. How many people watch the games, how many people tune into it, how much is broadcast, all that stuff matters, as well as trying to sell the sport and raise the sport in the country. So that's what this TV deal means, and I'm glad it's happening. I'm really glad it's happening. Once again, it's an opportunity to sell the sport in the United States and continue its growth and acceleration of its progress in the nation, and throughout North America. And yeah, hopefully we should see some results. It starts next year, but this is a big giant step in terms of trying to get Americans back on board with the U.S. men's national team, especially. The women's too. They're trying to, once again, as a lot of people don't really watch the women's national team or the men's national team unless they're in a major tournament like the World Cup or the Olympics. So, the whole goal is try and get more viewership through even the domestic tinier tournaments, as well as even more important games like CONCACAF World qualifiers and any of that. So, you want people to watch your team, as I said, and hopefully we'll see how viewership numbers and all that is affected in the coming years. But with that pretty much is all I got to say. It makes a big difference, and hopefully, more viewership, and hopefully this deal can really make some numbers grow in the coming years. But that pretty much does it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Also, remember to tell your friends to hit the bell notification over any video, especially any of the videos Canada, U.S. soccer related, are being posted over the next coming days. Maybe one later tonight on this Victoria Day. And tell your friends, yeah, a TV deal. We're trying to sell the sport in the United States. Maybe this will cause it to grow. We'll have to find out next year.